You're less flashy, you know. Like the American right wing, you know, it's like the Lamborghini SUV of right wingism. It's very flashy. It's very in your face. It's got like a gold metallic wrap on it. Canadian right wing, you know, it's subtle. It's classy. It's the Maserati Quattroporte. It's still there, but it's if you know, you know.
I was gonna say it's more like the Volkswagen Tiguan of right wing. You know, it's
with soccer moms.
Yeah, you know, it's got a lot of room, but it doesn't look too bad. It's not a Subaru, you know.
But it was invented by the Nazis.
Yes,
crucially.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we figured it out.
Yeah. So this is all this table setting is to say that like Canadian madness is inseparable from like distinguishing us from Americans, and like that's basically like the core thing that we do. But the only people who don't think that, right, are Canadian like ultra conservatives, and they're mostly in Alberta, although some of them are in like Ontario, like they're in BC or Ontario,
and Alberta, basically. Yeah.
But like Alberta has some. That's where our January 6th protest was like that trucker rally that like did donuts and all the lawns in Ottawa for 2 weeks. Or like they're the people who are connected to like Petro Capital. They're the people who are, for lack of a better word, it's our Texas, basically, but there's no Austin. It's Texas minus Austin.
Well, Alberta's where they made drink driving like legal, right?
Yes, yeah, that's where they...
Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan has the highest amount of MPs who've been convicted for DUIs out of any province.
They were all getting beers at the corner gas.
Yeah, exactly.
In the Canadian West, that's considered representation politics. Yeah. It's like you can't be what you can't see. If you're a drunk driver who has like 4 different child support payments to make, then and you're also like 29% in the hole on like a Dodge Charger, then like you have to see those people in Parliament so you can believe that you too can succeed.
We prefer person of DUI.
Yeah. So basically, right. This is and those people are quite the opposite. They're like, we are desperate to be American.
Yeah.
Like,
This is where you see, we covered this on the show early on, but the rebel flags with maple leafs instead of stars on them.
Yeah.
You know, like Confederate.
That's so cool. I mean, I guess in a way, Canada seceded from the United States most successfully by never being in it in the first place.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. We're the only... Look, it's like, compared to us, the South is losers. We fought the Yankees and we won. We won.
That's right.
I prefer force fighting the Yankees that doesn't get shot down. So anyway, they're like what the Canadian right has to do, right? Guys like Pierre Poilievre, who we'll talk about, they have to thread this needle where they have to be like, I know that you like, you know, hooting oil people, you know, like who are just rolling coal on each other all day. I know what you really want is to elect Donald Trump Prime Minister of Canada.
But right? How about this guy? Instead,
this guy's gonna be just like Trump. He's gonna do anything Trump says. Like our main like opposition politician right now, Pierre Poilievre, right? He was raised by adopted parents in Alberta, and he is the most Ron DeSantis, Rishi Sunak, jump on any online right wing trend motherfucker you've ever seen. He's like, and he has to thread that needle of like, I will be Donald Trump's conduit into Canada, so you will vote for me.
He's also a Bitcoin guy, and like Poilievre's, he's been on the scene for a while, and I see with Poilievre. I mean, I was going to save this for later, but I think this is an important point to make. I see with Poilievre and the Canadian conservative constituency the same thing that you see with the Democrats and Kamala, or the Democrats and Biden before he stepped aside, which is they want someone different. The conservatives in Canada want somebody who, say, doesn't go on a YouTube streamer's channel and has a coughing fit when he hits a hookah on camera. You know, they want someone who doesn't look like a weird little wet goblin. They want like a strong man, you know. But they've hypnotized themselves into being like, this guy is amazing, so they have to overcompensate by writing glowing articles and posting really hard about him. And it's just all kind of pathetic.
Yeah, like it's you have to you need to understand that like our main sort of right-wing opposition leader, who by the way, because of Justin Trudeau's utter fecklessness and like unwillingness to, or inability, unwillingness, whatever, to confront any of the problems that are facing Canadians, is likely, odds on, probably likely to be the next prime minister. Right?
Probably.
Like we're gonna get like a JD Vance, Ron DeSantis style reactive online, like very reactive to Twitter prime minister who's going to like try to solve Canada's problems by like increasing oil drilling, increasing military spending.
He's going to try and create a brat summer. Reading all about it on Twitter.
Yeah, well, yes, and but also like who is willing to like when there was like that period of sustained inflation because of high energy costs caused by like global energy prices, who was basically just saying, oh yeah, I've read about Bitcoin on Twitter, I'm just going to be the Bitcoin person. So it's like so basically he then like makes several videos, which Dan and I have watched, where he like he makes a campaign stop early on. And like this is back before he was popular, because he's only popular in inverse proportion to Justin Trudeau. He makes a campaign stop at like a shawarma place and takes like 10 minutes to buy a sandwich. Right. And he's like, this is going to be the future of business in Canada. We can opt out of inflation by all switching to Bitcoin.
Great. Can't see any problem with that.
Yeah. I mean, they just, talking about weird Canadian guys, I would say Pierre Poilievre, like as the front runner of weird Canadian guys, is a pretty good case study. He just continuously keeps face planting, like the Conservatives put out this ad, kind of a pseudo campaign ad about just the glory of living in Canada and returning Canada to its former place on the world stage. And then it slowly came out. They removed the ad 2 days ago, but it slowly came out that most of the footage in the ad was not of Canada. And the reason people seized on that was because somebody noted there's a clip of fighter jets, and a couple jet heads were like, "Hey, those are Russian planes." Like it was like
never go toe to toe with the plane spotters.
It was like a MiG and a Sukhoi or whatever, like Su-29. And yeah, they eventually, like, that was the first crack. And then they just started unraveling this video. It's like, no, that's a sunrise in Kazakhstan. That's a public school in Illinois. Like,
awesome.
Look, if we too can enjoy Kazakhstan's legendary sunrises.
That's right. Yeah.
So basically, right, like this is some of our sort of leading politicians, right? Are Justin Trudeau, who is delights
the son of Fidel Castro.
The son of Fidel Castro, the illegitimate son of a previous prime minister.
Has a third nipple and a giant Red Hot Chili Peppers tattoo.
Well, the thing about Justin Trudeau is he's unable to harness the power of Central Asia. He doesn't have the vision to bring in Kazakhstan, which Pierre Poilievre does have, right? Like, he's going to have them play on horseback, playing the game with the dead goat carcass. Like, that could reinvigorate Canada.